This video provides an overview of the Statewide Environmental Project Tracker, otherwise known as SWEPT, and demonstrates how to prepare a Type 1 categorical exclusion or Type 1CE. Log into SWEPT with your username and password. To start this demonstration, we will be using a data entry role. The information you'll see comes from our test server and are not live projects. From the SWEPT homepage, we will begin with the My Projects section. This section shows a list of projects that you have been assigned to. You can click on the green FM number to open the project page to see more information about a specific project. As you navigate throughout the site, you will see a breadcrumb trail in the upper left-hand corner. Clicking on any of the links in the breadcrumb trail will take you back to a previous page. In the upper right corner, there are account-specific icons. The envelope icon contains the inbox, which shows notifications you have received for SWEPT. The bell icon contains alerts when there is an action that is ready to be taken for a project. The person icon contains the personal account settings. You can change your password, update your contact information, or log out of SWEPT. Depending on a role a user has, the option to delegate authority may also be displayed. This allows the user to temporarily delegate their authority to another user so they may take action on their behalf. For example, a project manager is on extended leave, they can delegate to another user. Below the account-specific icons, and when applicable, you may export to a PDF, zip, Excel spreadsheet, or Word document for a relevant page. When the buttons are not applicable, they will remain grayed out. The search box allows a user to search the SWEPT site for documents, contacts, and projects by typing all or part of a keyword into the search box. For example, you can type in the FM number, part of the project description, or a unique identifier you have assigned to a project. On the left-hand side of the page, click the hamburger menu icon to open and close the left-hand menu. Closing the left-hand menu will allow for more space when working on a Type 1CE on a smaller screen. The main menu is organized according to key SWEPT tools. The My Alerts and My Inbox link to the same reports as discussed in the account settings. Under Project Input Setup, you will find a link to the Type 1CE checklist. This is where you will go to create your project and checklist. The Projects Needing Approval section contains District Signatures report that will show a list of all the projects that are ready to be processed. This will also allow users to see where projects are at in the overall process. The Reports portion of the menu contains a categorical exclusion report that will show all CE reports that have been approved and SWEPT. The Help section contains additional guides and documentation for the SWEPT tools and reports, contact information, and our What's New. For additional help, the OEM contact information is displayed at the bottom of every page in SWEPT. We are going to create a new Type 1 CE project and checklist by navigating to the left-hand menu. Here, we will type in the FM number to create the project. Since the FDEP Grants program will be using the same FM number for all applications, you will see a dialog that will ask you to choose which project or checklist you would like to edit. In this dialog, each project will show the FM number, additional identifier, a brief project description, the status, and who last edited the checklist and when. If you would like to continue working on a draft checklist, click the radio button next to Edit Existing Checklist for your selected project. If you are creating a new application and are ready to start a new checklist, select the Create a New SWEPT Project option. You will be asked to provide justification for why you are creating a new project with the same FM number. You can type something that is unique to your project. The system will ask you to confirm your selection. Click Create New to proceed with creating the new checklist. The first item you will see is to add an additional identifier. This is where you can add something that is unique to the project or application to help easily identify what it's for and distinguish the project from other FDEP grant program projects with the same FM number. There is no limit to how many identifiers you would like to add. If you would like to relate other projects using the unique identifiers, you can start typing the name of the identifier in the Related Identifiers box. A list matching the content of the text being entered will appear. Click on the desired identifier to add it. The next set of information is automatically pulled in from our work program. Since this is a statewide program, you will notice that the county name says Florida. We suggest that the first thing you put in the project description is the county name to assist in easily identifying the location. The LAP agency program will always be no since LAP is not applicable to FDEP grant projects. After making the LAP agency selection, we have the categorical exclusion type. This is a code that is in the regulation and yours will usually be a C3. Select the C radio button and then 3 from the drop-down list below. Once the CE type has been selected, you will enter your project description. This is where you can start off by entering the county name. The project description is usually about a paragraph long and can contain information such as how long the trail is, where exactly it is located, and what updates will be made. The next question is really important because this is where you are saying that this action will not induce significant impacts to planned growth or land use for the area, travel patterns, involve significant air or water quality impacts, or cause substantial controversies on environmental grounds. That is what makes this a CE. If you cannot verify that, it means the project cannot be a categorical exclusion and you would need to contact OEM. Otherwise, click the Verify checkbox to proceed with the Type 1 CE. This will open up the rest of the form. Here, we will discuss each question. Each question has different information needed and different requirements for the documentation to be considered complete. Once the documentation is complete for a question, the red exclamation point will turn into a green check mark. The first question is about right-of-way. Is it within the existing right-of-way, or are there minor acquisition without relocation and/or displacement? Depending on your answer, you might be asked to enter additional information. You can enter general comments for each question on how you determine your selection. The second question is about wetlands impacts. No wetlands present, no impacts, nationwide permit, or a standard permit. In general, these projects will be under the nationwide permit. The next question is about bridge permits. There are no waterway crossings, no U.S. Coast Guard bridge permit required, or U.S. Coast Guard bridge permit required. The next question is about floodplains. No floodplains present, no floodplain impact, functionally dependent use or facilitate open space use, or other encroachment. Then number 5 deals with wild and scenic rivers or a study river. "5B will involve a river on the Nationwide Rivers Inventory, or NRI. Question number 6 involves the Endangered Species Act. The next question is about Section 4F. The FDEP Grants Program, projects qualify as an exception, and we've automatically placed a standard statement for the question response. Question number 8 is related to cultural resources in Section 106. This question will always require documentation in the form of a document upload regardless of what the option is selected. You can choose your file, update your file name, add a title or brief description, or update the publication date. The next few questions, is this an attorney work product? Or is this part of the administrative record? And is this potentially exempt from public record? Are defaulted to the most common answers. No, this is not an attorney work product. Yes, this is part of the administrative record. And no, this is not exempt from public record. The last question is one to pay attention to in case your document includes location to historical information that you would not want to be made public. The next section is the supported questions. This section will allow you to associate what questions the document being uploaded supports. In some cases, you might have one document that contains information to several questions, and you could select those questions if needed. Otherwise, it defaults to the question where the document is being uploaded. Additional comments are optional for question number 8. The next question is about noise. It either does or does not require analysis. Upload your supporting documentation. Question number 10 is related to contamination. An evaluation is required for all projects. Documentation and general comments are required for this question. The next question is about planning consistency. Upload your documentation. This section lists all of the documents that have been uploaded to support the checklist. Once you have entered your project information, save your project as a draft. You can assign a project manager by clicking the green Assign PM button. This will be a list of staff that have been assigned the project manager role for the FDEP organization. Start typing the name of the person you would like to add as the PM. Click the Save button to save the project manager. After your checklist is complete and you are ready to send it to the project manager to begin the approval process, click the Send to PM button. The project manager will get a notification and an alert letting them know that a project is ready for their review. When the Type 1CE checklist gets sent to the project manager, the PM will receive a notification and an alert letting them know that a checklist is ready for their review. Here is an example of the notification that the PM will receive. It contains the basic project information and a direct link to the Type 1CE. The project manager can also log into SWEPT and view the district signatures report. Clicking on the Review button will take the PM directly to the Type 1CE checklist that needs to be processed. When the form loads, the project manager can review the form, or they can download a PDF of the checklist. The PDF contains all of the basic project information, the description, and the responses to all of the questions answered by the data entry user. Links to the supporting documentation are also provided in the PDF. When the PM has completed their review, they can send it for approval, or if they feel there's more information needed, they can return it to their editors. When they send it for approval, OEM will receive a notification letting them know that the checklist is ready for their review.